Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is T with Miracle Whips. I'm going to be taking you through all the different colors for the C8 Corvette. Now what we've done today is something a little different than what others have done. We've made sure to take shots of the vehicles inside, outside, and if possible in motion. What this does is give you a real gauge of what the vehicles can look like under different lighting conditions and under different ambient conditions, which is important when you're ordering a vehicle that you might not have seen yet in person. It would mean a real lot to us if you guys would subscribe to the channel. A lot of time went into this video, gathering all the clips together, cutting them up just right so that you had enough time with each color under different lighting conditions and different environmental conditions. So if this is something you appreciate, please pay it forward, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It means a whole lot to us and just allows us to rank higher in YouTube so we can reach more people and keep doing these videos. Let's jump right in and get started with Rapid Blue. Rapid Blue is a new color for the Corvette C8. It is not a carryover. This is the first time that GM has used this color on any of their vehicles. Now, this is a very polarizing color. You'll notice a lot of people, whether you're in Facebook groups or chats or whatever, have a lot to say about this color. You either love it or you hate it. There doesn't seem to be much in between. The color does change dramatically based on the lighting conditions. You notice on that indoor shot, it looked a lot more spectral. You saw a lot more different hues of blue than you do right now in the overcast rainy day. This shot was put in just to show you what it looks like in some less flattering light, and you'll see here coming up what it looks like under direct sunlight. So this color does change quite rapidly. Definitely a color you'll want to see in person. Continuing on with the blues, we'll get into Elkhart Lake Blue. This is a carryover color from the C7, now available on the C8. It's a very metallic blue that really catches the light, as you can see here under direct sunlight. You can see how the color kind of shifts and forms around the body contours. Now that the vehicle's still in a sunny day but in shade, you can see how that tones down quite a bit, and you can just imagine what it would look like at nighttime. Here we are kind of somewhere in between, and you can see just how dramatic the color shifts and what a dramatic color this is. I can see this being the type of color that keeps you looking back, assuming you like blue, because you're gonna see your car in different lights and different settings, and it's gonna look like a completely different color in different settings. So definitely a cool color for that factor, and something to keep in mind. Here it is, very dark and gloomy out, and you can see just how that color changes. Blade Silver. Now this is by far one of the deepest silvers I have ever seen. It is deep. It runs for days. You can see when the light hits the nose there, just the change in the color that you get, which is something you normally don't see with the silver. This kind of breaks the mold for silver in my books. It is one I almost ordered. I really do like how it looks, the contrast with the black. We actually have a C3 Corvette that was kind of restored, and it was painted blade silver by the previous owner. So it is a color that's kind of grown notoriety in different circles just for how deep it is, which is again unusual for silver. Shadow Gray. Now this color is mostly gray, but you'll notice from a few angles it does have what appears to be a tinge of green. I have seen this in person on a Sierra, a GMC Sierra pickup truck. You may have too, and you'll notice when the light catches it, it's not quite monochromatic. It's hard to see in the videos. You can see a bit of it there in the left corner of the car. You know, depending what light catches it, it will have a sort of blue, mostly green tinge to it, almost like a turquoise, but it is very much a gray. Again, not as monochromatic as the Watkins Glen gray that was available on the C7 a couple of years ago, but still very nice. If you're into the dark gray or the gunmetal or whatever, this is the color for you. Very metallic. It has a nice play, a nice bend as the light hits it, so it will kind of change up depending on light conditions. Very nice color to own day to day. Keeping on with the grays, we have Ceramic Matrix Gray, or CMG. It's also called or referred to as dirty white in a lot of the forums and Facebook groups. I love this color. I almost ordered this color. I ended up with white, and I'll be honest with you guys, it was only for resale value. I didn't know exactly what the market was like for CMG cars, if it was a color that, you know, would be desirable or, you know, easy to move if I wanted to upgrade to a Z06 or something like that. You'll see how there it looks almost silver. Earlier it looked almost white. Depending on the lighting conditions, it can look very gray. It is a cool color. It's very kind of trendy right now. It's very in vogue. You'll notice colors like this on high-end vehicles like McLarens and Porsches and stuff like that. So it is definitely a 2020 color. Something that, you know, you can be a little flashy but still understated. I love it. Zeus Bronze. Now this is a color that I have spent time with in a Cadillac, and I had the vehicle for the weekend. You have no idea how many people, for a car that was pretty nondescript, would come up to me and comment on the color of the vehicle. It is a phenomenal color, beautiful color. However, I don't think it'll live that long in the Corvette, simply because not too many people are buying a Corvette to be understated, and I kind of think it's a shame. I know I should practice what I preach and order one. Again, for resale value, I didn't, but it was actually very high on my list. It is a color that you'll want to see in person, but I've tried to throw moving shots in here, indoor shots, outdoor shots, to give you an idea of what it can look like under different lighting conditions. Black. What do you really say about black? In the C8, I will say it is menacing. It looks like the Batmobile. It looks like something Darth Vader would drive. It's very angular. It shows all the angles of the car, all the sharp edges. It is very neat from that perspective. We did order a black one. We got white and black. I know, very original. But that's what Sean wanted. He wanted the black one, and I got the white one. So that's what we have. He's gonna have a lot of fun keeping it clean. I don't know if you know this, but black is the hardest car to keep clean. So keep that in mind if you're considering it. Torch Red. Now, Torch Red is synonymous with Corvettes by this point. They really can just rename it Corvette Red at this point. Torch Red has been around for as long as I've been a Corvette fan. I can't even tell you the exact date. I didn't do the homework, but it is the Corvette Red. If you've seen a red Corvette, chances are it's Torch Red. It's loud. It's in your face. It's got a metallic hue to it. It can almost kind of turn orange if the right light hits it just right. It's and it's been for sale for 25 years plus, so you know it's popular. It's a great color. Long Beach Red. Now this is a carryover color for Corvette, so it's interesting that we haven't seen many vehicles sporting the Long Beach Red. You don't see them at any auto shows. There aren't any indoor shots of them. They haven't really been bringing them out to a lot of events. This vehicle is going to be the same as another vehicle I show you, so I'm sure there's more, but we've only really seen 2 or 3 of them. It is a Merlot color, very metallic. It's hard to make out in these videos, so I've included a still that you're going to see here that kind of shows what happens when the light hits it from different angles. I wanted to do my best to communicate this color. Probably one you're going to want to see in person. You could see it at pretty well any Chevy dealership, as it was available with the C7 for a few years now as well. Cool color though. Sebring Orange is another carryover color for the Corvette. This is a really neat orange. It's not a color I personally would be able to live with day to day. I just couldn't commit to a color this loud, but I do appreciate those that order it because it is really cool when you do see them in the wild on a sunny day. There's nothing quite like it. When the light hits it, it gives it this kind of pearl. It's a really nice vehicle. You can see here right there when the light hits it how it kind of just warms up. It almost kind of explodes. It looks like it's on fire. Really cool color. If you are into oranges and you want a bright, loud vehicle, I do not think you'll be disappointed with this. You're gonna love it. It is a great shade. Arctic White. There isn't much to say about this color, honestly. There isn't much metallic in it. It doesn't have much of a pearlescent feature to it. It's just a really clean, bright white. It's one of those colors where you can kind of be understated and flashy all at the same time. With all the black contrast you get with the C8 Corvette, it kind of brings on a cool look that way. It's interesting though, we ordered a white one because white was the #1 C7 color sold. So I figured when I do go to upgrade to a Z06 or something, it would make for an easy resale. However, the early C8 info that's coming out shows that white's one of the most least popular colors for the C8 Corvette. So go figure, just my luck. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I haven't seen one in person, but I'm eagerly awaiting it. Accelerate Yellow is by far the most controversial color of the C8 Corvette launch. This color was kept under wraps months and months after the launch and reveal had already happened. It wasn't until late December until we actually got to see one of these cars out on this road, and it was never officially unveiled until January when they started bringing it out to the auto shows. This color is polarizing in the way that it is yellow, but it does have a green hue to it, and it is very metallic and very bright in direct lights, as you can see here. But in the next shot, you'll see that really tones down, and it almost has I know it's not matte, but it almost looks like a flat finish to it. So the color does change. There's lots of drama. You can see it right there. It's a very, very polarizing color. It is one that I would absolutely have to see in person before I could reserve judgment on it. I still don't really know what it looks like. I see all these different pictures and all these different shots of it, and it's really hard to tell what it's actually going to look like in real life. Corvette Racing Program has always used yellow as their color, and it's interesting to note that they did not switch to Accelerate Yellow this year. They're keeping Corvette Racing Yellow. Here's some different wheels, accessories, and interior options for you guys to consider. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. I really hope that spending the extra time for us to get the right footage under different lighting, moving conditions, indoor, outdoor, all that sort of stuff is going to help you guys make your choices. I can't wait to get our Corvettes. I know that the color was one of the hardest choices to make, and it's one that I find I still may regret. I'm not quite sure here. I hope not. But I felt it was important to put this together because it took me hours of, going to different videos and checking things out to really get a gauge of what these look like. So now there's one definitive video of everything put together at your fingertips. I hope you guys appreciate it. Please subscribe, please like, please share the video if you can on Facebook. Help this to get out there. We have a lot planned for our new Corvettes. We have mods planned. We've talked to vendors. We have shop space that we're renting to, bring in lifts and stuff and really show you different angles of these vehicles that, other guys might not be able to do. And we're very fortunate to be in a position to share this with you. And I just hope that you guys can subscribe and help push this forward so we can invest more money from our YouTube earnings into the channel. Please check out our other videos. Please check out our channel. Please check out a few of our playlists, and catch us on the forums and the Facebook groups, guys. Much appreciated. All the best, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there at the meet soon.